You're What's going on, everybody? We're back with some little fucking crazy today. Um, if you guys haven't been up on the news, Charlie Kirk has been shot at one of his events in Utah this morning, and I didn't know until I woke up. I'm off today. I had a fucking midday nap. It was a great nap, and I woke up to this shit. I was like, wait a minute, man. In a way, that's real, right? Like it was a real like I found out everything in like the matter of like 10 minutes because I think I woke up like an hour or so after it happened. So it was like I woke up and saw that he was shot, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe he was shot like in his like chest or his arm or some shit, whatever, right? And then more I looked, I'm like, oh, Charlie Kirk, he died, rip and rip, this and that. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I saw the clip. The closer clip. The closer clip I saw first. The far away one I saw afterwards. But that 6 second clip of him just like popping and then like his neck like burst out and then when he slumped over, I'm like, God. He's not. There's no praying for recovery from that one. Like it brought me back immediately to people obviously saying, "Oh, he's in critical condition. He's in the hospital." I'm like, "There's no way he is." Because I was thinking about the girl who got stabbed on a train in the neck like fucking 2 days ago, and she was like up for a minute. She was like processing. She was scared before she slumped over and passed away. Charlie slumped over damn near immediately. He got popped and then he slumped over like a beat and a half later. Like there's no in my mind immediately there was no getting around that. Like I watched that clip like 50 times. There's no way he's around that. But like so obviously the past couple hours I've been just like catch up on everybody's videos, watching everyone talk about this shit. And a lot of people are just really stunned and shocked that someone will really go and assassinate Charlie Kirk. Because Charlie Kirk's not like a bad dude, right? Don't like people. What the fuck? Pickle. What's going on, man? It's yeah. Good evening, maybe, bro. The video, dog. The video is fucking crazy, man. It was really I am grateful for the uncensorship that Twitter brings, but people are freaking the fuck out about it, and it's understandable because it's not for squeamish people. It's not something you want to go see if you're squeamish. But like, I personally can't not see it. Like, I'm not going to sit and pretend that I'm like a fan of Charlie Kirk. No, no, no. That's the far away one. I saw the close up one first. And that close up one is crazy. Yeah, exactly. The far away one's not too bad. The up close one was one I saw like 50 times. But Charlie Kirk's not a bad guy. He's very moderate in his position. He'll criticize the right as much as he criticizes the left. But like he's obviously more right than anything else. He's a moderate right. But you see people on the news and people on TikTok just celebrating the man's death. Like, dog, dude's not Osama bin Laden, bro. Osama bin Laden and Charlie Kirk are not the same kind of person. So, like, I can understand rooting for Osama's assassination. But Charlie, dude, I don't know if you ever watched him or not, but he's very fair. He will, like, listen to everybody. Sure, he'll cut people off sometimes like everyone else does, right? Hey, dude is my age. That's one of the things that hit me the most. Like he was my age. I'm like, what the fuck, dog? He has his whole life to live. He had 2 kids and a wife. All he preaches is about, well, not preaches, but all he really talks about and pushes is like the family unit, like getting back to church and like togetherness and all this kind of stuff. Sure, he speaks out against things like trans and whatnot, but that's not a reason to shoot the nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely insane. And I'm sure we'll see later in these other videos these people reacting to this type shit. was crazy unexpected. Crazy unexpected. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but he didn't deserve to go out like that. All right, let's see what Aspen got to say about this shit. Because a lot of people I've been watching really are just kind of shocked and just kind of giving condolences and all kind of saying the same thing. And there's really not much more people can say about it right now. It's still the same day. But people like Asman and like Ruin Leon come up next, and Stevie Knight, they kind of get me thinking in certain ways. So hopefully we can get some different kind of perspectives in this bitch. Well, how you doing, Pickle? We need a little bit of levity in here. Today's just been doom and gloom. We need to laugh a little bit. I might have heard Charlie incident since this morning, but one Discord, that's how I knew about it. Oh, so you don't like follow him, you just kind of saw it through the news. I feel you.
Hey guys, it's me again, and it's been a little while. Just before I get into the main topic of the video, I want to explain why there haven't been any videos. My dad has been in the hospital for the better part of a week now. Very serious situation. It has required my full attention. And because of that, I've been on calls, I've been dealing with other people, talking to members of the family, and doing everything that I need to be there for my dad and for my family during this situation. And because of that, I haven't been live and I haven't made a lot of videos. I apologize for that. Hopefully I'll be back as soon as possible. That being said, we had something insane happen today, and I was able to break away a little bit earlier, and I wanted to make a video about it and talk about the obvious and inevitable nature of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This happened a few hours ago, and it was probably one of the most gruesome and graphic, and this is coming from somebody who grew up on LiveLeak, videos I've ever seen. The first time I saw a video, I thought it was AI generated. The guy gets shot in the neck, and blood is spurting out. I didn't even know it could do that.
No, that was right at the jugular. Whoever shot that either missed or intended to hit the jugular, because that was a perfect burst shot. No like credit. I'm just saying, like, objectively, that's what that was. It can do that if you hit the right spot. I was like confused because when I saw the comment saying Charlie Kirk incident was crazy, I didn't understand the comment a few hours later. And no, it's insane. Absolutely bananas.
And it was absolutely fucking horrifying to see something like that happen in front of a massive audience of people. Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, Charlie Kirk has been a pretty
I couldn't imagine being in the fucking front row of that. That'd be crazy. Or the guy even asked him questions. Because the dude was in the middle. Actually, he was in the middle of answering a question when he got shot. But I was curious to see like the dude's face. I don't know how I would have reacted if that happened right in front of me.
Controversial guy. He's a conservative. He goes to a lot of college campuses, does live debates. This is a pretty popular format nowadays, and Charlie Kirk has been popularizing it and utilizing it now for many years, and he was even featured in South Park recently because of it. Charlie Kirk definitely is not a super radical right-wing person, but I would say that he's more...
The only thing he's radical about is his perspective on weed. You've seen Charlie moments? Yeah, he's a good debater.
Or of the moderate to, kind of extreme right wing. Very, very, I would say, lukewarm, though, in my opinion. At least especially...
I've watched a lot of his campus stuff. Like, they made a post earlier today on X about, like, I remember when he started doing the campus open discussions, and there would be, like, nobody there. Barely staff either. Just him, a tent, a couple people, and a few people maybe standing around, trying to just kind of waiting around, not really doing stuff. Maybe one person every so often come and say something. And then to see where it is, I was earlier today with a whole fucking crowd of people to support. It's insane. You know what I'm saying? He's really good at what he does, or what he did.
And this is where we're going, especially compared to now. And what I think is going to happen now, because obviously... these shootings like this don't really happen inside of a vacuum, and they never do, they never have. And I think that the situation that we have right now is that there is a tremendous amount of political violence that is advocated for, promoted, and allowed to exist on social media that has turned up the temperature in all political conversations, all social conversations, and all discourse on the internet in general to a point where it's almost unrecoverable. You have people that are out there all the
Almost.
time advocating for violence,
Yeah.
advocating for people to get killed. Somebody needs to take care of this guy. Somebody needs to deal with this.
Fucking Destiny made a post. I don't know how long ago it was, but one of the videos I saw earlier put it up. Said that exact thing. Like, who's gonna do it? And a picture of Charlie Kirk's fucking wiki fucking page was up there. It's like that's obviously a call to violence. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Wish he were dead. Won't somebody do it? The 8647, all of the crypto messaging and all the doxing, right? Why do you dox somebody? Why do you post the person's home address? It's to make other people that are insane, like the person who killed Charlie Kirk, it's to give them the ammunition they need to
Yes, this morning. In Utah, it was maybe like 10 in the morning. It's between like 10 and 1. But earlier today, yes.
kill that person and to put that person's life in danger. That's why they're doing it. And so that's the reason why they want to find out the identities of ICE agents. That's the reason why they want to find out the identities of
Right,
Tesla
exactly.
owners, like at the beginning of the year. It's so they can destroy their car and destroy their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't necessarily a one-sided thing. I think that in the last 5 years or so, especially since BLM, it's been a like 90% left-wing thing, but that doesn't mean that the 10% right-wing people are right either.
I don't know of any right wing violence to this degree. This situation was quite. Has been quiet. It has been quiet ever since he got what 5 years. It's been quiet since then, and then I'm not really even surprised by that. It's that whole state was fucking disappointing. Like I think I don't know if I recorded it, but I distinctly remember when the ruling came out that Diddy was only gonna have like 5 years. That he had his supporters outside, like this one girl was dancing in a circle, and this one guy was spraying baby all over her. It's like, what the fuck is going? Like, listen, man, this is why we need Arkham Asylum. What's going on, Tim? How you doing, bro?
But I do think that now you're going to see a lot more right-wing people balancing out those scales. The fact is that
I hope not. I really hope not. People have been talking about civil war, and I don't think it's going to spark a civil war, specifically because there's people on the right saying that we don't want or need any more violence. We don't need any more violence. No one with a rational brain is calling for any more violence. Right? That's how you weed these people out. Anyone calling for more violence, like fucking publicly shame the masses, bro. We don't need that shit.
you can take a knife to a gunfight
I can't believe it either, Tim. It's really shocking. I'm not the biggest fan of Charlie, but dude didn't deserve to go out like that.
all you want, and you can think that you're honorable, but you're going to end up being dead. And I think that's what right-wing people have done for a very long time. They've tried to speak above the political violence. They've tried to advocate above it and not try to stoop down to that level. But the issue is that a lot of these social media companies have expressed literally zero desire to even do the bare minimum of moderation. I think that two of the worst actors are Twitter or X and Reddit. Both
That is pretty tough because it's like there's one thing about freedom of speech and another thing about calling to violence. Because if you're gonna have freedom of speech on a social media platform, you can call for violence. But at the same time, calling for violence is against the law and obviously dangerous. So it's like how you're gonna balance the freedom of speech and the protection of calls to violence and the effects that can have on people. Another person killed Trump's friend. The killer definitely getting a death threat. They're the same person? Oh, sorry, I misread that. Because Charlie is Trump's friend, right. Do you know if I don't know if they actually caught the guy. I know the first one they fingered for them, the old guy in the blue shirt. I think they said that wasn't actually him. I'm really not sure if they called him or not.
of these platforms.
But they caught the guy who killed the girl on the train in like half an hour. I'm surprised they don't have that guy by now.
platforms are full of a bunch of extremist nut jobs that not only should have their accounts banned, but they should probably be put in mental institutions.
Arkham
And I
Asylum.
think that now I find it to be kind of interesting taking a step back for a week or so and seeing how many people are coming around to the inevitable reality that this is the only path forward. There are so
If at this time, if it's not an old white guy wearing a blue shirt, then it's a different guy. That's the only one I've seen so far, but I haven't heard anything new since then.
many people in society now
But it is
that are
possible. It's
just
happened before.
completely unhinged, under medicated,
Like, all the chaos and shit going on, it's perfectly possible for that to happen.
and really just completely insane that you can't have a person like that running wild out in society. They cause problems for themselves, not to mention everybody else around them. And I think that the society, we need to have an honest conversation about how to deal with these people in a way that, and I'll be real, I don't really care about the people that are crazy. Their well-being and the way that, things are for them. Of course, obviously, I wouldn't want it to be bad, but it's certainly not important. What's really important is all the people who aren't crazy, making sure that people that are not crazy, that are good actors, that are law-abiding citizens, are able to live a life of peace, a life of prosperity, and a life without fear of going on the subway, for example, as at the recent event as well. And I think that every single person in the world deserves to live in a place like that. And I don't want to see, America turn into a PvP server. And it sure seems like it is.
Yeah,
and
it
I
seems
think
like
that in order to prevent that from happening, we need to have honest conversations about what do you do with people that, get arrested 14 times. And it's not even a question, right? You put them in jail and you throw away the key and you compel them to work, and that way you can make the money back from imprisoning them forever. That's the way that you solve that problem. It's very simple, actually. But for some reason, the way that makes people feel has made them unwilling to look at this obvious truth. If you look in history,
Oh,
this
word?
is
How
what
is
we've
it?
always done in history, and it's because it works. And the problem is that now we have so much of the discourse that's dominated by emotional thinking, that's dominated by the most unstable, the most virtue signal, the most,
Fucking hate virtue
ridiculous
signals.
performative empathy possible, and that's defining a huge political voice in the country. This has become a tremendous detriment to everyone. And I think that with people like the shooter that probably shot Charlie Kirk, with that guy in the subway that stabbed that Ukrainian woman, or with that trans shooter that shot up the school, one thing that's common among all of them is that these people, in almost all cases, were verifiably nuts beforehand, and nothing ever was done about it. And until we can stomach the idea of solving problems like that before they happen, we're going to keep having problems. And I think that with Charlie Kirk, it's very obvious that the amount of, political violence and advocating for political violence that's happening on the internet has turned up the temperature and created an environment and a culture where this type of behavior is normal. And not only is it normal, but it's actually encouraged. And the problem is that
very
now
encouraged.
people are
It's
acting on
disgusting.
it. And you're starting to see this happen, and I think it's going to continue getting worse. I don't think Charlie Kirk is going to be the last one, but I think that we will look at Charlie Kirk's death and see it as a turning point in this topic. And
Literally.
what I'm really trying to get at here with this entire point is that right now we are at a extremely pivotal moment. And I think that what's going to end up happening is that right-wing people are not going to continue to turn the other cheek. They're not going to continue to just, oh, well, this is just a crazy left-wing radical. I think you're probably going to see right-wing people doing the same thing to left-wing people. And honestly, while I don't think this is a good thing, I certainly don't really feel that sorry for them.
I really hope not, like, in this, capacity, because that will just perpetuate a cycle of hatred that we don't need. We don't need another layer of a cycle of hatred. We have way too many as it is. But I do see where he's coming from, and the possibility is definitely there.
because a lot of left-wing people have no problem advocating for violence or at least
Yes.
using coded language in order to advocate for violence. The fact is that there's a certain level of intellectual dishonesty that goes on in situations like this where
It's not even a certain level. It's a significant amount. To the point where it's like willfully ignoring certain things just to keep your fucking internet points, where the fuck it is. It's really crazy. There's one lady on the Instagram. I followed her just because she's cute, but I actually heard her speak for once, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She was saying something about how this racist Charlie Kirk got shot at his Utah fucking thing, and she went on this comparison about how he would talk bad about black people and saying how black people cause commit more crimes than anybody else, any other racial group in America, which is true, especially by per capita, which is true. But she said that, oh, now he got shot by he got shot by a white man. So I guess what you're saying isn't true. It's like, bitch, what do you mean? Just because fucking black people commit more crimes than white people doesn't mean white people don't commit crimes. That's fucking retarded. So I unfollowed her. But still, it's so like disgustingly dishonest. Or she really doesn't understand what the fuck he's saying. Which makes sense, because race baiters do the same thing, which is the intellectual dishonesty.
it's considered, oh, well, this isn't actually what they meant, and no, this is actually some others. No, it is. It's exactly what they mean. They're trying to advocate for killing people that they disagree with. That's what's happening, and there's no talking around it. And to the extent that you try to, you're insulting the intelligence of anyone that you're speaking to. And I think that now you're going to start seeing a lot of right-wing people end up doing this to left-wing people now even more, because it's very clear that these social media platforms are not going to moderate.
Some people are, am I allowed to say the R word? The R-tard word? The art. You could use the R-tard word in here. That's just fucking funny. I might use it like that. The R-tard word.
This behavior. The FBI, for whatever reason, just refuses to deal with or have any degree of accountability for dealing with these obvious terrorists that are in the country. And because of that, I think you're going to start seeing an uptick of violence from right-wing people as well. And this is going to be, in my opinion, I don't really think...
Yeah, some people are retarded. Some people are retarded, and some people are more. The majority of the people are pushing an agenda. Because as I said with the example before, she framed it in a way of, like, first of all, of a false foundation being like Charlie being racist and attacking black people. Criticism is not attacking black people, right? But she can say it like that because she's intellectually dishonest. You know what I'm saying? She's not retarded. She's just being. That's an example. But there are people who are retarded. I'm sure we'll see in future videos, the other two that I have coming up with the TikToks and shit, we'll definitely see a whole bunch of retarded shit. That's for sure.
The word is justified because it's not justified, but the word is expected. I think it's going to be expected. The fact is that, again, you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're going to lose. And don't be surprised when you keep bringing guns to gunfights and then somebody else decides to start shooting back. I think that's what's...
It would be brain rot shit if it was an entire compilation, but it's when I have a whole 10 minutes of it. We'll be reacting to somebody else reacting to. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I can't do a half an hour of brain rot unless you pay me.
It's going to happen. And I think this is a degradation of society as a whole. And ultimately, the real burden of responsibility here doesn't really fall on influencers, and I don't think that it falls even on the commenters themselves. I think it falls primarily on the government. The fact is that the government, there are already laws that permit, explicit calls to violence. There's already laws that permit the types of stalking and doxing that people...
That is true. And I guess to what I was saying earlier about how to balance freedom of speech and call to violence. Obviously, freedom of speech only goes so far, in so far as stopping a cause of violence and other things. So when these social media platforms have to adhere to those laws, so you would have a filter system to and AI is definitely smart enough to recognize what a cult of violence would be like. So you can just flag them like that. Twitter's smart enough for that.
engage in online.
I don't know if
And
Reddit
one
is,
of
but
the big
Twitter is.
things that is a misconception is that people like me want new laws. We want any form of extra censorship at all. I certainly don't want that, and I don't know anybody else that does either. But what we do want is we want the existing laws to be applied and to be enforced in an accurate and a fair way, which is clearly not what's happening. And really, the government not doing that and giving this asymmetrical, in my opinion, advantage to left-wing people to fully and free with complete freedom practice.
By the way, your thought on Sparking Zero coming to Switch One? Why is it coming to Switch One? Why? Why? Why wouldn't you put on the Switch Two? They still supporting Switch One? I mean, the Switch One should be able to handle it. I'd be surprised if it couldn't, but I don't see the point in it. Why wouldn't they just support or just put it on the Switch 2? I have no idea. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Do people still buy the Switch 1? They were Switch 2. Oh, so they just put it on the Switch. Why? What the fuck? Why? I mean, if it works, it works. But I personally don't see the reason for it. When did Sparking Zero come out? Last year? That was last year, right? $60 for Switch 2 edition. How much is it? Is it also 60 for the Switch 1? Because it shouldn't be also 60 for the Switch 1. Yes, it came out last year. That's a fine price, I guess. I mean, that's not too bad for it. Sparking Zero is not a bad game, so as long as it's optimized well, then it should be fine. I have no problem with it. It's just I just don't see the point. Honestly, it seems like going backwards for no reason.
This genuine terrorism on a daily basis, and then congratulate each other about how moral and how good they are for doing it because something bad that happened in Palestine or something bad that Donald Trump did 3 years ago. This is just simply a response. This is what's going to happen. And so
30 on both? Okay, I can understand 30 on the Switch 1, but 30 on the Switch 2 is ridiculous. Not that price down 20 bones.
And I think that that's probably what it's going to take for these left-wing people to realize what a bad idea what they've been doing is. Because until it starts happening to them, until they start having people that are their friends or,
That's what who said that? Tim Pool said that earlier. Tim Pool brought up that Hassan Piker was saying also that there's no more violence. Stop celebrating this shit, right? Although his motivation was that it'll happen to me, which is selfish, but also true. So he's not wrong about that. But having him also say no violence is probably a good sign that we're not going to have a civil war anytime soon.
they're
Unless someone kills Hassan Piker, which I'm not advocating for.
like icons that they look up to, the same way people looked up to Charlie Kirk. Until they start seeing those people get killed, I don't think it's really going to be real
You think 60 is a steal for Sparking Zero?
for them. And unfortunately,
For both? Wait. You're not buying one for both, right? Just buy for wait. Can you buy it on the Switch 2 and then play it on the Switch 1? If you can't do that, then that's actually a fucking rip.
I think that's the path that we're headed down because of the government and social media companies and every other
better get the
seemingly
Switch 2
governmental
edition.
apparatus that has just completely hand-waved this problem and ignored it entirely. So the death of Charlie Kirk and the assassination of him should not come as a surprise to anyone. this should be something that everybody.
I am very surprised by it because Charlie Cook's such like a decent guy. Like I can understand to a certain degree how someone can see what he's saying is to be harmful if you'll put your mind in their mind, right? That's what I'm saying. But for Charlie Kirk specifically, no, I don't think I never saw that coming. I'm very surprised by that. Anybody else, sure. Him, not really. Even fucking I'm not gonna say names. That's a bad idea. But still, Charlie Kirk was very surprising.
Could have expected. All you had to do is read Twitter for an hour and you could have told me this would have happened, of course. Same with Reddit. And until that core problem is addressed, you will continue to see a rapid decline in any type of social discourse. And I'm actually kind of afraid to see what's going to happen next, because I think it's just going to continue getting worse.
That kind of makes sense. But I mean, if as long as it works fine, then that's fine. But like in general, I personally wouldn't have wasted my time to put on the Switch 1. I probably would have made the Switch, put all that effort into make the Switch 2 one better.
And I don't see the reason for it to stop. And so anyway, I wanted to make this video because it's obviously a topic that, I've been talking about this a lot for the past few years now. And I was laughed at a lot, and people were telling me it wasn't that big of a deal, and oh, they were joking. Well, I saw the video. That wasn't a joke. And the reality is that those jokes and everything create a culture and an environment where the actual actions are more permissible. And you also have people that are the ones telling the quote jokes that are talking around just, directly, saying that this is a bad thing and it shouldn't be tolerated for any reason. I don't want to go through.
I want to play the first one first because that's on Game Pass. I don't know how long the games are, but I'm also not super skilled at Castlevania games, so it actually might be something good to do for the channel. But I do want to play the Hollow Knight first, and I'll play Silk Song after.
A bunch of different names, but anybody, this is the way I look at it, I'm just going to make a categorical judgment here, is that any content creator or anybody like this who has been advocating for violence against a person in an extrajudicial way. I'm not talking about trying people who they disagree with for treason. This is advocating for the judicial process to be used against people they disagree with.
He was saying something about jokes. Jokes are very, very fine line to walk. Because, a few years ago, you have comedians making woke jokes and they'd be like, oh, well, they're just a joke, right? There's a significant difference between a joke and, like, pushing for the death of someone. You could say, someone should kill, blah, blah, blah. Ha, 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 just kidding. But, like with the way people, like, actually celebrate it and really, like unironically, like you can tell if you're funny, you can tell what's a joke and what's not a joke. You really can. Even if it is a dark, morbid joke, you can tell what's a joke and what's not. That whole who's gonna do it with the picture of Charlie Kirk, that's not a joke.
I think that's fine. But whenever you have people that are saying things like 8647, or anybody who's advocating for any form of extrajudicial justice, extrajudicial justice.
Jokes are jokes when there's like a setup and there's like a comedic intent behind it, right? If you're going to go on Twitter and be like, I'm going to celebrate on behalf of all the people, woo! It sounds fun, it sounds blah blah, but it's not a joke, right? But you have like a someone could make a JFK assassination joke and it could be really funny, but because it's structured and set up like a joke, right? And enough time has passed. I think there is a bit of time between tragedy and comedy. Because there's plenty of dark jokes been made over the decades about people's deaths and assassinations, right? It's just, again, it depends on how you do it and the timing of it and, the intent behind it.
And basically vigilante justice on people who they disagree with politically. You have to realize that all of those people, I think, have made themselves acceptable targets. And I think that there's a lot and millions of people out there nowadays.
You know what I also really think it is? It's a matter if they're already alive or not. If someone got assassinated like 30 years ago, and someone makes a joke about it, it could be really funny. But joking about someone's death to come is different because they're already alive, right? And also, again, depends on the context around it. But still, being someone who isn't dead yet, don't be making like kill jokes or death jokes.
That see that. And I think that that should be extremely worrying for them.
Should
Be terrifying. But the reality is that they have created that environment themselves through their own actions, through their behavior, and through their own words. You reap what you sow. And I think that things are about to get a whole lot worse. So anyway, guys, I wanted to make this video and talk about it. And that's about all I've got to say. So I hope to be back soon. I'll record videos when I can, here and there. But for the most part, as I said before, my dad has had so many really serious issues going on. I need to devote my full attention to making sure that he's healthy and taken care of. And so as much as I look forward to streaming, this has to take priority. I don't have a time frame. It will probably be a matter of weeks and maybe not even that long until I'm back regularly. And so hopefully that's the case. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Another senseless death that never needed to happen. And I think that anybody who was, talking about this and turning up the heat on any of this type of political rhetoric and discussing, or at least, flirting with the idea of political violence, I think all of those people have made themselves acceptable targets in all of the worst ways possible. And I don't think that this is a good thing either, but I think it's happened. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. And I guess I'll see you soon. Anyway, peace.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute that Addison's been going. His dad's been going through stuff for a while now. But yeah, we got more to get through. And it's really tough to say certain things because that kind of justification of like reap what you sow, these people who make fun of these kind of things and make these kind of jokes say the same thing, but have the same kind of perspective. Because on their perspective, you talking against anything trans is you sowing what you will then later reap, right? In their own mind. It's really difficult to untangle such a thing. I watch a lot of shit, bro. I watch so much different shit, bro. Listen, man, I'm the most cultured person you never meet in your life. And also the most humble. But yeah, Trey Rags is fucking hilarious. Also, I think I like Caleb City more. I think I enjoy Caleb City a bit more. But here we go again with some more Ruined Leon. I haven't watched Ruined Leon in a while. But he's someone who I'd like to get his opinion on. So let's see what you got.
Live streaming, and I was just told that Charlie Kirk was shot at. I have no idea what he was shot at with. I don't know if he was shot with a paintball gun or an actual bullet. It looked like whatever hit him.
Yeah, so just for context, these videos will come out like get recorded all day. Information comes out so fast, so if things aren't like up to date, it's just this video's from like 3 hours ago. So
at current timing, actually connected. And you know what I'm going to see in the coming hours, because as I just stated, I'm seeing this right now. You're going to see people celebrating this because they disagree with Charlie Kirk. And as someone who doesn't like Charlie Kirk, I will stand proud and say, I don't want to see this person shot. Shot at, shot with a bullet, none of it. There are many people.
See, this is the kind of perspective that people need to adopt. Just because you disagree with someone don't mean you gotta hate somebody, right? Don't mean you gotta see him dead. That's one thing that I respect about Charlie Kirk the most, is that he would always say, disagreeers come to the front of the line. You always respect people who's willing to listen to people who don't disagree with you or who don't agree with you.
people who I disagree with in terms of policies, political opinions, all of that. Don't want to see them shot. Don't want to see this bombastic attitude that people have towards people they disagree with and thinking, you know what the best thing to do is? Shoot them. Why?
It really is.
Because that snowball effect is going to trickle down to all of the people that you may like, that you may want to see talk at all these different seminars and on college campuses, and it creates this baboon type of rhetoric to where if you disagree with them, the best option is to shoot them. No, the best option is to ignore them or to prove them wrong or to move along onto something that's more positive and in your hug box to where everyone agrees. Shooting them does nothing but embolden the beliefs that they have and inspire other people to engage in those
Very
beliefs
true.
and combat any of you motherfuckers. Sitting there cheering this on is stupid. Sitting there hoping for it is stupid. Don't matter your political affiliation. Don't matter the person. Cheering it on is dumb and will change nothing. And I have to say this now because of
Despite the fact it was on university college, I could have expected more security. From what I've heard, from what Tim Pool said earlier, that he had the most security that could have possibly had. Well, minus, a shield, right? Because you could easily put up one of those bulletproof shields all around the tent wall. But the point is to have like no barriers between the speaker and Charlie, so we can have the most connection as possible, right? The thing is, this fucking psychopath took advantage of the open door, that openness that Charlie invited, and took a shot.
Of course, we're going to see it all transpire later on, and as it's going on, people are going to react to it. People are going to make videos celebrating, and I'm just going to have yet another example as to why I'm fatigued by all of humanity.
The streets are saying this is someone puked.
Listen, there's a lot of words and phrases that come from, the internet and shit, and fatigued has been one of them. Now, every time we get one of these words, they are used accurately in the beginning. But let's please not overuse this one. Black fatigue, fucking trans fatigue, fucking left fatigue. All these fatigues are starting to pop up now. And it's accurate, but it's getting really fucking annoying.
Pewed Charlie Kirk today, and I just feel nothing. I feel nothing. Oh, I feel nothing for this. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck.
No, I don't know what the fuck you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all you do, you get paid money, lots and lots of money to go from college campus to college campus, galvanizing this like new conservative young base that is so.
I don't know if it's because of like TikTok censorship or just because, or you may be making even more light of the situation. But saying pewed in Utah is just childish.
Lots and lots of money to go from college campus to college campus, galvanizing this like new conservative young base that is so misogynist, racist, xenophobic, and everything.
What are you talking about?
And your whole like ideology is like, oh, we're just owning the left, but no, it's
You don't even sound like you know what you're talking about. Like, where is the example of misogyny? What is the example of racism? If the example of racism is they're saying about that we need more black fathers in the home, how the fuck is that racist?
like you're platforming being racist and making it seem like it's an okay and valid thing to do, and then you found out. And so like, thoughts and patoodles, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't who cares? Because
Apparently you do enough to fucking talk about it.
I'm advocating for anything to happen, but like the left for the very longest time has just been thoughts and prayers and written letters.
What the
about
fuck
everything.
you talking
like,
about? See,
people are,
this is that intellectual dishonesty, because you can't say the left has been all fucking sunshines and rainbows when they be fucking killing people. When they be fucking putting on dresses and going into fucking girl spaces. This is not sunshines and rainbows.
actively trying to take away our rights and actively like galvanizing these bases to hate people, and we're just like, oh, we're gonna change the name of the bill to the Big Beautiful Bill Act. So people, we're gonna write this letter. Like, what are we doing?
If you pay the
You know
fuck
what I'm saying?
attention,
I'm not
maybe you'd know.
advocating for any of this, but I'm advocating for any action at all. You know? I just think Charlie Kirk's rhetoric got an equal and opposite reaction, and, you know, I wish him the least speedy recovery.
These people are absolutely despicable.
That is
Remember, this
disgusting.
is the same side that's telling you they're about doing the right thing and about being
Exactly.
virtuous and about supporting people and about doing the right thing. These people are disgusting. They're not saying, hey, praying for him, hope he recovers. No, they're cheering the fact that a man was out speaking to a crowd in public, got shot in the neck, and blood was spurting out of his neck like it was a water hose.
Yeah,
And
it
they're
was
cheering it
dramatic.
on. These people are disgusting. It hasn't even been 2 hours. Absolutely disgusting. And I have some more things I want to say, but I want to wait to get confirmation on who this shooter was so we learn more about their intentions and why they did what they did. But these people saying these things, disgusting. Now, don't forget, it's interesting because the same thing almost happened to Donald Trump. So again, I want to wait for more details to come out before I say much more, but it's interesting how all this dramatic high-level violence is happening against people on the right and not the left.
Yeah, and again,
people
I
on the
emphasize
right
what you
don't
just
do crazy
emphasized. We
shit like
don't
that.
know any of the full details of this.
I'm not saying there aren't crazy people on the right, but they don't be doing shit like this. The only thing that people on the right advocate for is like for the safety of children and shit. That's probably the biggest contention that they have. Almost as Donald Trump, almost. But like, you don't see people on the right blicking people up in schools. You don't see people on the right shooting up children's schools. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about high school. I'm talking about elementary schools. Right doesn't do that.
We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration or.
Why would you?
Yeah. That's the one from when he took his ear off in Buckler, Pennsylvania. The kid was shot after. The kid who shot Trump's ear got shot afterwards. I thought he went to jail.
Say that. Why would you think to yourself? It's more comfortable for you to say, we don't know what has transpired or the motive or any idea as to how this even came about. It is way better to say that than to just say, oh, we don't know if he was just shooting a gun off in celebration. At a
stupid. I did hear
event
that
or a
before.
rally where they got a bunch of people, like, you'd be more credible sitting there saying, oh, we don't know the motive of this dude. That's more of a logistical thing to say. In a crowd of people, one bullet just goes off and hit.
On a school campus at that. Let's ignore the fact that it's like a public rally thing. It's on a school campus. That's already no guns allowed. You're not gonna have someone shooting off in celebration at a school campus. What the fuck?
Somebody precise in the neck.
Yeah, there's like 3 assassinations this year already. The Pennsylvania one, the one on the golf course, and there was a third one that wasn't even close, or the one after the golf course. I forget where that was, but it wasn't even close. So it wasn't super big news, but there was like 3 of them.
Like, what? Why even bother saying it? Why? You didn't need to say it. There was no reason to say that shit.
I heard that
More
earlier
breaking
today,
fucking
actually,
news,
about
folks.
there being
Seems
a
somebody
third.
just took a shot at one of the Fantafascists' favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chucklefuck Kirk. At the time of recording this, the shit happened like 20 minutes ago, so I don't have all the details, but it does seem
Yet you
like
hear
somebody
anyway.
got struck near the neck. And before anybody asks, no, I don't feel bad for him. Besides, I am sure there will be plenty of Republican thoughts and prayers to stop the bleeding. It's how this shit works, right? It's what they say every time it happens to school kids. I'm just saying, you want to...
And who's the one shooting the fucking school kids?
know a surefire way to not have someone try to send you to the shadow realm? Don't be a piece of shit who supports himself by spewing hateful supremacist propaganda to college students. You know, the Unfuck America tour might have been a massive mistake for me, but at least it gave me the opportunity to call him what he was to his face before he fucked around and found out. Now it's still early, so I'm sure I'll be back in a
Who
little
are you?
while.
I don't know who you are.
Before
You
I
talked
go,
to him
thank
before?
you so much to everybody who showed the fuck up and showed the fuck out yesterday with all the support. You will never know how much it means to me. Y'all have you a wonderful day. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain yeehaw fuck the law. I love y'all. I'll see you down the line.
Oh, y'all took my video? I'ma say this shit again. Somebody tried to take Charlie Kirk out. Am I mad? No. I have no thoughts and no prayers. While he was doing his little basic rant, running his mouth about how he doesn't like anybody that's not white, straight, and cis, while he thinks that women should not have the right to vote or the rights to their own body, while he thinks something is wrong with the LGBTQIA+, somebody tried to take him out. In Utah, of all places, which is a red state, that behooves me. And if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, you're living under a rock. He's a right-wing conservative that only believes that they matter. Charlie Kirk, the powerful right-wing activist and executive director of Turning...
That's a great, like, there's already a whole bunch of stupid shit she said. But that's crazy because the people who are the ones all about themselves are the ones on the left. That's the problem in the first place. You're taking away my this, taking away my that, blah, 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 blah. No, that's definitely them, not Charlie.
Point USA has been pew-pewed on Wednesday while hosting an event in Utah. In the video post circulating on social media, which I have saw, he was struck. Kirk had been seen struck while speaking, sitting beneath a tent at the Utah Valley University courtyard. Now, I don't wish you know what on anybody, TikTok.
Apparently you do.
But I will not be mad if this man does not make it, okay? These type of individuals are detrimental to the United States.
That's either more intellectual dishonesty or her purposely obfuscating Charlie Kirk's positions.
Because they don't believe in unity. They believe in division. They don't believe in anybody but cis white men. And that right there is not America. And I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner because as many people as he's offended, this is a shocker that is happening in Utah. But I will keep my eyes on this news. And
I don't know why she says that as if people can't go to a different state. Like just because it happened in a red state, what does that mean? That it was a red person? No, more likely than not, someone who was on the left came over to the state in the thing among the crowd. Like, what are you talking about? You fucking retarded.
Not wishing thoughts and prayers.
I'm not going to complain about Charlie Kirk getting shot, but if you're going to throw your life away, more than likely, you could have, I don't want to say nothing crazy, you could have aimed a little higher up. That's all. I don't know why that you were like, let me...
I said something earlier about him may have missing the shot and hitting the neck by accident, but like, what exactly is this supposed to accomplish? Like just to let the world know that you wish it was a headshot and not a neck shot? What does that do?
Just settle for Charlie Kirk. You could have been a hero.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights.
Just want to say this knowing that
I don't remember him saying that, but I mean, if you have gun rights, it would then, possibly lead to gun deaths. But like, that's definitely, that doesn't mean he deserved to die at all or by gun. That's just fucking insane.
y'all just saw a few reactions because there will be more. The logic behind these people is always funny because if one of their favorite political people dies and then you have a few conservatives out there who mock that death, you get on social media and talk about these evil Republicans and how they don't care about human life and how they don't care about this and they don't care about that. And you do the exact
you need the example.
Same.
There's one thing to hear about it, but there's another thing to watch it for yourself and to have your own brain try to come up with the fuck they're trying to say, because their logic doesn't make any goddamn sense. If you'd actually sit there and listen to him, to what he has to say, rather than getting all caught up in emotions, and you'd see he doesn't hate anything. Doesn't hate anything but the negative effects that people's behavior causes. And that's completely reasonable.
Thing which further instills in me how I have humanity fatigue, because how am I supposed to look at all these people doing this and celebrating, and then when it flips, because we know it will, these people are mad that others are celebrating and they're trying to act like they've never done anything like this and they're pure of heart, it's just fucking annoying because at current standing, the man's in critical condition. No one knows if he's dead. And we all just sitting here just mimicking how funny it is. And it's just like, I get it. I get that you don't like the dude. I get that he's probably said something about abortion or immigration or feminism or women in general that has gotten you to not like him. Why the fuck can't y'all just ignore him? Oh, he's invading my algorithm. Block it. Block the term Charlie Kirk out of your algorithm. Y'all like...
It's that even, it's also just like, you can't really go around the world or the internet in general and be so sensitive. It's your own sensitivity is going to get you fucking killed. It's your own sensitivity that makes you so miserable with other people's fucking opinions.
To pretend that y'all want to protect y'all peace, yet y'all keep consuming shit that is negative to you. What is this?
But following up with what was just said, he's been one of the most...
It's actually very easy on Twitter, at least, to go to the little, 3-dot tab and hit the not interested little prompt. And, they won't recommend stuff like that so much to you anymore.
Divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
Hateful thoughts and hateful words do not need to lead to hateful actions. No one needs to get slapped over someone calling you a bitch. No one needs to get shot for wanting black men to stay with their kids. Why do these things deserve someone to die over? I don't fucking understand.
It's not a good justification.
It's not at all.
It's not a good justification. Charlie Kirk could have been running around screaming out, "Hail, big mustache dude." Not a justification. And the more y'all get on TV and say this to try to smear it away or try to just wovenly bring up a reason why, you just make it worse.
That was a pretty smooth transition.
Wovenly bring up a reason why, you just make it worse. Now, I need to add this in because it's important that when people spend their time, especially in a live setting, with information, making sure that it's accurate and that things can develop over time. As this was being talked about, people were celebrating, posting about a guy who was balding and white and who they had arrested. That's not the shooter. Shooter,
I was wondering about
current
that.
recording, is still at large, and nobody knows who it is, political affiliation, skin color, none of that. So I would want to venture a guess to you that if you truly care about this dude and you want justice for him, you sit back and you just wait. In the moment, I reacted and saw it, had a little fun with it, but when it was confirmed that was not him, I said in a live setting that that's not the shooter. As much as I'm seeing people posting screenshots still saying that that is the shooter, that old white dude is not the shooter. Give it up. Go actually wait for the real one. And as it will continue to go on, people are going to have their fun with the speculation. They're going to talk about how fatigued they are. They're going to talk about political fatigue. They're going to talk about this fatigue, that fatigue, another fatigue. A man is dead. Children are without a father. A wife is without her husband. A family member is lost. Regardless of your feelings and political opinions towards him, whether if you agreed, you had a fucking poster of him on the wall, you was a coworker, you was somebody who was very disgruntled, you hated his fucking opinions. I'm seeing some tweet about an article that shows him talking about how gun violence is necessary and all this shit. The man is dead. May he rest in peace. He's not no monster. He was just somebody who had political opinions, whether if you agreed with them or disagreed with them. And if you're somebody, as it's been seen so far, who's cheering on, celebrating, laughing, I don't necessarily want to hear shit from you
at all
about how evil the world is when your favorite political person bites the dust. because unfortunate as it may sound, when that occurs, people are going to kick the piss out of that too. So when that happens, don't fucking sit here and act all coy and innocent, because when you try to, those same people are going to be like, well, you made fun of this person. You made fun of that person. You made fun of it. Dying over political opinions. Controversial hot take to wrap this up. Dying over political opinions, nah, not really the smartest thing under the sun.
Let's not do that.
So breaking fucking news, Charlie Kirk got shot in the fucking neck. That was the last bastion. I can't be a liberal no fucking more. You see the fucking comments? I hope the gun is okay. The same fucking people asking for moral decency. I cannot in good faith align myself with you guys anymore. I once had a headache. You'll be all right. Because you don't agree with him politically?
Well, it's on the neck, but...
Okay. Whatever happens next, in retaliation, whoever did that shit, I hope they throw the whole fucking book at you.
The entire book.
The whole fucking book at you. Why I did not agree with his views, when you put violence in the fucking middle of the equation, all this shit goes out the window. Everything that you stand for goes out the fucking window. Who's next? Candace Owens? Take that shit as a warning. Stop doing the fucking public panels, bro. Stop doing all that. Oh, what do you think about him? These people are fucking insane.
That'd be something.
Oh, well, both sides are... No, these people are fucking insane. Dude, things are gonna get very... Do not speak politics at all in public. Do not do that.
I won't say that.
These people are fucking unwell. Protecting fucking dickheads stabbing Ukrainian girls in a bus. Protecting fucking shooters just because they think they're the other gender. You people make me fucking sick.
Gun violence is sickening and wrong. And last statement, if you celebrate this, if you don't condemn it, if you're happy, there's a clear line between me and you now. You are not a fan. I do not support you, and I do not want you to support me. If you claim to be an individual who wants to end gun violence, then you are contradicting your values to their core if you celebrate it.
It seems like the kid's maturing a little bit. Because I'm glad he didn't say anything fucking retarded. The only thing I really agree with Dean about is that we don't need no more violence. Don't need to celebrate this shit. And I don't need no support for someone who does celebrate that shit. So last up we got Mr. Stevie Knight. I haven't watched Stevie Knight in a while either. It's a very interesting night to catch up on all my niggas. So what you got, Mr. Stevie Knight?
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
When bad things happen to bad people, but Charlie Kirk's not a bad person. Even in your fucked up, rainbow brain, how could Charlie Kirk be a bad person? Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to even understand how the fuck you're. Clearly, you're up your fucking rocker. But this type of shit was those kinds we'll talk about before, where it's like you just kind of let these people expose themselves and just disassociate yourself from those people. But at the same time, you may just end up pushing them all towards each other, and they may implode on each other in some one big cult thing. We'll see.
Just got shot.
See, how can you be so happy like that? It's not like Charlie Kirk is Osama bin Laden. I think I said that earlier, but still.
Well, breaking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fanta-Fast's favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
Bro, you know I had every intention on some kumbaya shit when I heard what went down with Kirk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Telling everybody to hold their horses in regards to how you feel, what you want to do. You feel me? Because clearly this is just a mental health issue, right? And If there was one thing that
Yeah.
the majority of us could
To
come
put
to
it very
agreement upon,
simply.
that this is a mental health issue. It doesn't matter if you blue or red, white or black, Democrat, liberal, bro. That motherfucker is nuts and need to be held accountable, and everybody should be in support of someone that just lost their life, especially under these circumstances. Kirk just goes out speaking, telling his truth, and discourse. That's
Open
it.
dialogue. Voluntary
Discourse.
situation.
But that, bro. That, dog.
Speaking of that, there's a lot of people, especially early on, and I think even still up till today, where people will come up and ask him directly about, causing harm and shit with the things he says. But he doesn't, like, even then, you're choosing to come up and talk to him. No one's making you do that. You don't have to listen to him either. You sure don't gotta shoot him either.
It's like, I know it's anecdotal on my part, bro, but it's too much, bro. It's too much. It's motherfuckers that I know.
Pickle back.
You know what I mean? That are acquaintances of mine, like within the arm's reach of me. I won't say in my circle. Clearly not in my circle. Well, maybe in my circle, because I haven't had this discussion with some of the people in my circle, bro. So I don't know at this point, dog, because it's been too many people that I know that are not strangers that have been in support, celebrating
Very weird
what
feeling.
took place with Charlie. Celebrating his death, dog. Evil, sick, and mental. But like I said, ordinarily, I've been on some kumbaya shit, bro, thinking that we can all get on the same page and behind the fact that we got a severe mental health crisis here in America, and it's much more severe than I even imagined, dog, because, bruh.
That is very weird. What the fuck?
The amount of people
Did you
that are
update
in
your laptop?
support of Charlie
browser?
Kirk losing his life in that fucking manner, dog, is mental. Ain't no coming back from that, dog. So y'all die on that shit. Y'all die on that sword, bro. And the motherfuckers on this side, you know what I mean? Because you got to draw a line, dog. You got to draw a line, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this kumbaya shit, bro. Fuck this kumbaya shit, dog. And at the end of the day, we don't even know. We don't even know what bro is on. We can assume, you know what I'm saying, that he's a libtard, that he's, blue in the face,
very easy
or whatever.
to
We
assume
still
that.
don't fucking know. It could be something different, but,
Right.
get
Until he's found and we can get a manifesto or a court situation or something more concrete. We actually have no idea. Could have been fucking someone from China we have no idea.
given this situation, it will only make sense that you got the ultra right wing pundit, you know what I'm saying, doing debates at a college campus and get shot. People can put the pieces together and only assume
Very easily,
that it's
yes.
some blue-haired freak back there behind the rifle, dog. But it was some old geezer. You know what I mean? So what's up
Oh, he
with
doesn't
that?
know.
Right? We don't even fucking know.
Right, this is before. Right.
We don't even
just-
fucking
right.
know. But doesn't matter. Still making the world
Time and all that.
turn. You know what I mean? And I'm never in support of people out here getting played like pawns, but this is like, survival of the fittest, bro. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers got to protect themselves, dog. And if you are a insane maniac that is out here brainwashed, indoctrinated to the point where you are supporting the death of a man in that way, bro. That shit was tragic, dog. That shit was
Graphic.
tragic, bro. If you ain't seen the video, I recommend you not see the video of him actually getting popped. That shit was fucking tragic. And you got fucking idiots out here supporting it, bro. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, man. It's fucked up as fucked up can be. I don't know, bro, but like fucked up shit happens. Not to minimize that. Not to minimize
Shit, nigga, I'll say
that.
21.
In a perfect world,
18
should
up.
only be
Listen,
acknowledged.
I forget if you said if you actually saw the clip or not, but if you're listen, man, dog. You see shit in the movies, and you're like, oh, that's not real. You hit the right spot. It is.
That a psycho killed Kirk. That should be what we're all focused on. A psychotic idiot murdered.
Oh, you're barely
Charlie
not
Kirk.
able to watch it.
But we can't even do that because the elephant in the room is that you got these army of retards that are out here supporting his fucking death.
Mm-hmm.
That are supporting his fucking death because they don't agree with his.
Listen, I would 100% understand what you're saying. I grew up on Mortal Kombat, horror movies, war movies, Saw type shit. Like, I'm a chef, so I'm around blood and bones all the time. But to see, like, a person, whether you like him or not, so, like, in out of nowhere, just kind of, see the way his body reacts to the bullet, and then, like, the moment his neck starts spurting out, and you're still kind of, like, processing, like, what the fuck? And then when the way he slumps over, it's completely different to the gore that you see in media, video games, and all that kind of stuff. It's very. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm very curious about how it would have been if I was actually there in like a morbid curiosity kind of way. But like, I'm sure traumatizing, obviously, because especially for kids in a fucking college campus, young adults in college campus, probably haven't seen fucking real violence in their whole life. See something like that happen right in front of them. Some people maybe like 50 feet away, 30, 50 feet away. It hit like way different. I watched that clip like 50 times. It still hits the same.
His viewpoints. So I guess it'd be who of y'all that identify with the blue and the left, right? Even though we don't even know what
100%.
took place, dog. But the narrative is that y'all are responsible.
I hope to God that his actual kids have not seen that. I'm 100% sure his wife has seen that, but I hope his kids does not.
Boy, y'all better separate yourself from this narrative, this bullshit, this debacle as much as y'all can, bro, because it's gonna be guilty by association if you don't make it abundantly clear that you don't support that, dog.
By association, yeah.
As I would suspect.
Like, you do not want to be on whatever side Destiny's on. You don't want to be on that side. Even if you step like 3 steps to the right, you don't want to be on his side.
The society to say we don't support that, but you literally have idiots, demented, fucking demon ass bitches out here supporting the shit, dog. So y'all die on that sword, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep barking that shit. Y'all keep talking that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? These idiot fucks, and y'all are giving the other side a reason. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out. Y'all are gonna fuck around and find out.
Right, but even if like you are neutral, if you're neutral, you're not on Destiny's side. Destiny's not neutral. Neither of these people played the clip that I saw earlier, but he was basically like, "Oh no, it's whatever, it's fine." He pretty much said the same thing he said about Trump. If you remember what he said about Trump, you just don't ever want to be on his side.
Like, even if I was up here on
neutrality
some
is completely
shit, telling
fine.
people to simmer down and, don't run with it, bro. It's just, mental health shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. The cat is out the fucking bag.
Or let's say
Motherfuckers
stoicism.
waiting for a reason to pop off. And now you gave motherfuckers the ultimate reason to pop off because you took out the ultimate right winger, bro. You took out the top of the fucking food chain. You know what I'm saying? The only thing higher than that is fucking Trump. You missed out on that motherfucker. And this shit's worse because you actually took Kirk out, and Kirk ain't a politician. All he does is speak his truth.
Yeah,
All he
he's not a
does is try to
politician.
make his version of America great again.
pundit
He's
or
not
whatever it's
invading
called.
on nobody's rights. He's not forcing people to do shit they don't want to do. All he's doing is having intelligent
Conversations.
discourse with fucking retards for the most part, and got his life taken for it. So what that means is that there's no talking.
No more talking. We
There's
tried
no
talking.
That's what that means. There's no talking. Can't even talk to these motherfuckers, bro.
It really can, it seems.
Can't even talk to these motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah, bring down the law.
All right, so y'all keep that energy. You know what I mean? Y'all keep that fucking energy, bro. Because, you know.
Yeah, you're still young. You don't even have
Shit
your
is
politics
real.
for your whole life, yeah.
Shit is
But
real
still be
now,
aware.
and, you know, those of y'all that are on the commonsensical side, the humanity side, the intelligence side, you know what I'm saying? Please have your head on the fucking swivel. Be aware of your fucking surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Get mad, get irate, you know what I'm saying? But be smart with the decisions you fucking make, bro. Cause shit's about to get real, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a coincidence that, you know, Charlie created the turning point, and his whole demise will be the turning point in all this, bro. Because you best
Yeah.
believe, you know, shit ain't gonna be the same after
A few
this.
people said something like that.
For the best or for the worst, but being a realist, as idiotic and sadistic and demented as people are, and how social media is used to brainwash motherfuckers, bro, it's definitely gonna get worse. All right, and now you giving the other side reason to get active, because typically it is the left. Typically it's the fucking wokies out here doing the most, responsible for the fucking mass shootings, responsible for the most
I was saying
ludicrous,
earlier.
insane, sadistic shit. You know what I mean? But now you giving motherfuckers reason to get active. So motherfuckers want to play that game? Let's do it.
I would listen.
Let's fucking do it, bro.
I hear what he's saying. I understand where the emotion is coming from. Much like on the left, I can understand where it is coming from. But I don't think we need any more violence. I can see it happening. It probably will happen. But I don't want it to happen. I don't think we need it to happen. Sure as I don't need a civil war right now. And if we do have a civil war, it's not going to be anything particularly civil about it. It'd probably be over pretty quickly. But it's not going to be pretty for the next, probably for the rest of the year at the very least.
I'm just being a realist, dog. I'm not gonna be out here on this, you know, kumbaya bullshit, bro. Like, don't shit surprise me, but I'm surprised today as I'm on my feed seeing people that I fuck with, you know, that I'm aware of, that I follow, that are pretty much just laughing at the fact that Kirk got killed.
It's crazy.
So,
I mean, I wasn't even laughing when Osama. I said it a few times, but I wasn't laughing when Osama got killed. I was like, oh shit. But like, it's still someone dying, though, right? It's an enemy of the United States, but it's still like at the end of the day, it's still a person, right? It's really tough to balance these things sometimes. But like again, Osama and Charlie Kirk are not the same person. They don't deserve, or well, he didn't deserve that. I can't blame him for having a loss of words, though. Everyone's been shocked today.
let's get it.
Yeah, let's check these comments before we hop off real quick. Make sure I like that. I'm so disgusted today. Poor girl on the train and now Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it's very coincidental how those things happen back to back. Two very graphic videos and situations in a very short amount of time. Also very different situations, but find the employers of all these people and send them the videos. They have even one. Shake my head. It's even have one hit. That's pretty true. A lot of people really are terminally online. In a few years, we should be eligible for running for office. 35. I wonder if put fear a lot of people. Rip Charlie, you will live on in people's hearts and minds. You know, he's always said he didn't want to be a guy in office, but people do be asking him that a lot. So everyone is on the same page. It's really crazy going to people on like who you don't agree with and read their comments. Like I was looking up reparations videos the other day, and I was scrolling through comments like, what the fuck are these niggas talking about? Anyway, that's gonna do it for today. I had enough of this news. I'll keep my eye on stuff and maybe make a tweet whenever like the killer gets actually caught. But for now, let's try to keep our fucking heads. Literally everybody. Until then, y'all know what to do. Stay tuned.